Up next, we had AJ Lee versus Eva Marie. And I was extremely close to making this a heat of the night, but between our No Divas rule, and even if we didn't have the No Divas rule, I wouldn't have used it because it was a distraction, and it was basically kind of the same thing as what happened with Rollins and Slater last night, and I didn't complain about that, so I didn't feel like I should complain about this. Paige skips around the ring, and Eva Marie gets the roll-up victory over AJ. I think it would be cute if they would have AJ defend the title against Eva and just squash her tomorrow night on Main Event or on Superstars or something like that, just to kind of reassert her dominance as like, this was a fluke. But even if they don't, it's whatever. Again, the whole idea that it was a surprise roll-up during a distraction kind of makes up for the fact that it was just a stupid loss in the first place to me.
Right. Really nothing to say about it. AJ beats Eva Marie up in the post-match, driving her into the security barricade. Mainly, I think her shoulder got the brunt of it. I would have had her, get her back in the ring and lock in the Black Widow, maybe scream at the top of her lungs just so that she's, 150% done with everything. Maybe even do her own little verbal retort. But for what she did, it was good enough, and we're heading towards SummerSlam, so.
Right, and then after that was when Paige cut her rhyming poem apology thing that I've already complained about, so unless you have anything to say about that, we can move on.
Nope.
Okay, and up next we had our John Cena promo of the night.
Now, I'm going to be honest, actually, my stream did cut out in parts for this. I remember it cut out at one point when Cena was saying, I come out here every week with a smile on my face, and I was so eager to hear what he was going to follow that up with, but my stream cut out. But mainly, I think he came out with the same message, Brock does not deserve to be the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. I will beat Brock Lesnar. For Brock Lesnar to become champion, he has to beat me, and I am telling you, he is not going to beat me. So, like a fire-breathing, very assertive John Cena in this promo here.
Yeah, at one point, Cena gets just 5 different chants going. He says, I've heard the cheers. Everyone cheers. And then they boo. I've heard the boos, and everyone boos, and I didn't hear any cheers during this one. I've heard people telling me that I can't wrestle, and then the you can't wrestle chant starts. I've heard people saying, let's go Cena, and then let's go Cena's chant starts. And I've heard people saying Cena sucks, and then that starts. And then he says about how people have been asking me for so and so long about when I'm going to turn, when I'm going to stop caring, when I'm going to do all this stuff. And he says something about how when am I going to stop being about wristbands and Kmart shoes, and when is he going to unleash hell? And on Sunday, you're going to see a John Cena that I'm not proud of, one that you've never seen before, but it's necessary to keep this title out of Brock Lesnar's hands. This feels like a repeat of his Rock promos leading up to WrestleMania, doesn't it?
Yeah, because I remember him saying with the Rock promo, you didn't beat me, I beat myself, I want to dominate you at WrestleMania, I want to humiliate you. And yeah, I feel like this is a bit better than that because he is just putting it all out in the open. Saying what he is and what people want him to be and how he's just going to embrace that for one night only because this enemy forces him to embrace that side.
There's even somebody here on Reddit, I just found it. Promo for Raw, 4/1/13. At WrestleMania, I am going to get the fight of a lifetime. Rock, you don't deserve this title because you don't love the business I do. At WrestleMania, I'm walking out champion. And then it's promo for Raw 8/11/14. At SummerSlam, I am going to get the fight of a lifetime. Brock, you don't deserve this title because you don't love the business like I do. At SummerSlam, I'm walking out champion.
Are you trying to tell me that these two promos are familiar? No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, it's... I do like, though, when he does go that route. And he doesn't do it often. That's the only good thing. He's only done it twice. And I really can't blame him considering the nature of his opponents in both of those instances. More so Brock, I'd say, than even The Rock. But we'll see. Because it would be legitimately interesting to me if at points in this match Cena did resort to maybe a low blow and then he tried to stack up Lesnar, really just doing anything because he just can't stomach the thought of Lesnar being the champion. But I don't think they'll go there. Of course, Cena's going to try and, gut it out and show his heart and everything else. I'm just saying it would be an interesting dynamic to see.
Yeah, I don't know, man. The more these guys talk and the more time goes by, the more I'm thinking Cena's going to freaking win.
You know what? I've been struggling with that for so long. And you know what the funny thing is? Like, you know what? No, I'm not going to say anything else because I feel like if I say it now, I mean, it has potential to be great discussions for at least two commentaries. One being our SummerSlam preview predictions, and the other one, well, I won't even discuss that because it's a spoiler in itself. So I guess, yeah, I'm just going to stay mum. I was going to say something, but I'm not going to say it. I will just simply say that I do agree with you. It is kind of creating that tension, that confusion, like, oh, is it going to be or is it not going to be? So I guess all results will reveal themselves come Sunday. So
I don't know, man. We shall see. But anyway, up next, we got the next Brie Bella Stephanie McMahon segment where Brie gets arrested. And yeah, just dumb. So let's just move on if that's cool with you.
absolutely.
Dolph Ziggler versus Heath Slater. We kind of briefly talked about this already, I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, it was a solid match for what it was. I mean, Slater got legitimate offense, but I mean, man, we already really talked about this. So that's all I really care to say about that.
Ziggler basically beat Slater, but he ended up getting counted out because The Miz is The Miz.
Right.
So that happened. And up next, we had our main event. Orton, Sheamus. Honestly, this match was better than I expected it to be. The finish was amazing. Sheamus comes off the top rope going for a flying nothing, and Orton hits him with an RKO, and then while he's still on his knees from the RKO, does the Orton pose, and then goes for the pin. It was amazing.
I think Orton really did. See, maybe I'm wrong about this, but I felt like Orton really played up the babyface tonight because he was getting pops from this crowd.
Yeah, it felt like it, didn't it?
Yeah, this crowd I think was very pro Orton. And he soaked it up. I mean, because I think the pose, even though it's cocky and arrogant for sure, I think there are those babyface undertones to it. So yeah, he was into this. And that finish was great. And you know what? I think it's great that he won that decisively against a guy like Sheamus, because I think Orton needs all the momentum he can get heading into SummerSlam. So I felt like this was good booking.
Yep. Anything else?
No, nothing else to say about that. We can move on.
It's just so funny because that was like our main event. But anyway, yeah. Is there really anything left to talk about? I mean, up next was Hulk Hogan's birthday celebration. I felt like this was just a WWE circle jerk more than it was meant to actually be an entertainment value quality thing for the fans.
Yeah. I mean, I'm glad they, you know what? Well, no, I shouldn't say that. I really felt like for what this segment was, I almost feel like that they should have opened the show.
Yeah, and dude, here's my thing. Like, I feel like they should have swapped this with the opener. Like, the opener to the show was what should have been the main event, or even the Cena promo I could have bought being the main event, but it would have required some kind of a confrontation between him and Lesnar. But yeah, like even the opening of the show with Heyman cutting that awesome promo, like that could have worked as the closing segment of the show. But when you close with, like, I'm sure people change channels, especially when that 11 o'clock mark hit and some other show came on at 11 o'clock people want to watch. Family Guy comes on at 11 o'clock in my time zone. I would be happy to watch Family Guy instead of this, but I review it every week for freaking TwitWow, so I couldn't. You know what I mean? Like, it was not really even worth watching. I did admittedly pop 3 times though. First time for Brock Lesnar, or actually no, first time for NWO music. Second time, Hogan ripped his shirt off and revealed an NWO shirt under it. And third time for Brock Lesnar, because every time Brock Lesnar's music hits, I pop for no reason whatsoever.
Brock's a beast, you know. I mean, he came in and he said, "Playtime
Party's over, Grandpa."
And I'm like, yes, incur all that violence. And you know what? I knew this was coming because Heyman even hinted at it in the opening promo because he said, you know, Brock's going out to dinner, and he wants to declare, you know, that this is now his house, which makes all of you his servants, and you know, have fun while you can, but he better not find anybody in his house when he comes back. This is also a line that John Cena would reiterate. He'd say, you know, which is what made a heat of the night for Ashley. You know, come on, I'm staying in your house. What are you going to do about it? I'm in your house. And then, of course, same thing here.
Meanwhile, Heyman even came out earlier and said he's going to be at dinner. So, of course, Cena would take the heel route and be like, come on out, man. You know you don't need to finish that steak. Come get me.
You know you don't want your Sunday. Just come on back here.
You don't need no dessert. You're supposed to be getting in fighting shape, man.
Yeah. So then he cuts Hogan off. He cuts the guys off. Doesn't even get to do anything. I was seriously hoping Ric Flair would get F5'd. I don't know why. I'm a jerk. So that didn't happen.
And I was honestly, dude, this is so weird. I was hoping that Brock would confront Kevin Nash, because Kevin Nash posted a picture of himself on Twitter earlier today, and it got posted to Reddit, and I saw it. He is freaking ripped. Like, he is in ring shape almost.
Yeah, Kevin Nash really does look good. If his knees weren't, beyond hell, and he said it in interviews, like, he tried going on a vacation with his family, traveling, I guess, in Europe or some foreign land, and he had to, like, sit, and he sat for, I think, like 2 or 3 hours. Like, he's spent, he's done.
Yeah.
So at least making appearances like this, I guess, are innocuous enough, won't do him any harm. But, even when Paul Orndorff came out and he was rocking the badass stash and the weird attire, I'm like, man, it would be hilarious to see him caught up in a Kimura lock. And I'm thinking, come on, Brock, do something. And he didn't do anything because Cena came out, he made the save. Interesting to note that he has red and yellow attire now. That's not trying to say anything at all whatsoever. But yeah, they have a stare down. Heyman, of course, is freaking out because he freaks out anytime that he thinks there's a threat, even though there really isn't a threat at all because it's Brock freaking Lesnar.
Yeah.
And, he backs down, shoots John Cena a smile, screams at him, "I'm a mercenary!" And Cena retorts, "Well, I'm in your house!" And yeah! So let's get to SummerSlam.
Yep. There you go.
Yeah, and after that, that's our Raw review, guys. This is a twit wow first that the bulk of our Raw review really felt like Heat of the Night to open our show.
Well, let me think. Heat of the Night. We started recording this at 11:44 or 11:40 or somewhere in that range. It's now 1:30 in the morning. We've been going at this for going on 2 hours, but I do specifically remember Heat of the Night ending at around I want to say 12:30.
Right.
So we've been reviewing Raw, and we did have a couple of little hiccups here and there, so take away maybe like 5 minutes. But yeah, it took us about an hour to finish the show. And we're not even done because we have 2 segments left, brother.
Brother. Yes, Ethan Carter III and Hulk Hogan unite to make the Ultimate American.